Hey everybody, this is Rip. I don't know if I'm in the camera or not, but I'm going to do a little video on how to cut a carbon arrow shaft in your own home. And you don't need any fancy equipment, ventilation, or high-speed Dremel tools or anything like that. Pretty straightforward. So, here we go. This is not the best area or surface, but I'm doing it just for we can get done video. I'm going to use a little towel here to catch the carbon. So here's an old shaft that I've shot up. I shot a Robin Hood on and just used it for target practice on and stuff. So let me demonstrate how you cut carbon. Take a regular flat file and you just start making little strokes. Roll the carbon, another stroke. Roll it just a little way, another stroke. Roll it a little way, just like this. You don't have to push. No, it's not a big deal. Just real light. The harder you push, of course, the faster it'll cut through. But also, you can get into making mistakes by doing that. So, I don't really suggest, but just very light pressure. I've already gone through this. I mean, that quick and that easy. I could snap that off right now. But for demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and try to make another circle on it, just pushing very lightly or just letting it coast. Just letting it coast. So you see how I'm just using the corner of that file, just letting it, I'll keep grabbing that towel, just letting it glide on that carbon shaft. Hope that's showing up. You just, the cutting edge of that file makes quick work of a carbon shaft. So I hope that's showing up on the camera. So anyway, that's that. Once you get it cut through, well, that was all the way cut through. Just held on by a thread. And as you can see, this end will be tapered and this end will be flush because of the angle of the file. So your trashed piece will be angled, but the piece that you're cutting has a nice flush surface on it. So let's get that out of the way and I'll show you. Then let's just say it's not perfect. I see a little bit of a flaw on this one. We can clean that up. So you take your flat file, hold it like a number 2 pencil, and draw it towards you just lightly. There again, you don't want to push real hard because anytime you apply pressure, you have the risk of making a mistake. Or if you make a mistake and you're not pushing, it's not going to be a real drastic one. I've already got it cleaned up. You can tell by the sound of it, it's already cleaned up. So that's it. That is a finished product right there. And that shaft is ready. If there were a full shaft, it'd be ready for gluing an insert into it. So that's all you got to do to, my wife's sneaking in here, see what I'm doing, to cut carbon at home. And you don't have a bunch of carbon getting in the air that you're breathing in because this file cuts it so slow. It's not blowing it up in the air. So we'll do one more cut and hopefully it's just showing up on video. I think I can zoom it in. I'll put that right where I'm going to cut. And I'll try to zoom it in one time for you guys. Trying to do this for a brother in Tennessee who wanted to see a little bit more on cutting carbon. Okay. Probably Darrison to try to zoom it in much more. Alright, let's see what happens. So, let's take the black end, maybe it'll show up a little bit more. So we're going to cut this shaft. Okay? Let's go ahead and get rid of this. I'll clean up the mess. So here we go. Let's just start with a small soft stroke. That's, you don't have to push, just real mild. I mean, it really couldn't be any easier. Whoop, sorry. My hand slid right off that towel. Oh, I figured it was. Oh, it was. I thought that was all the way through. So, I had one little piece of fragmentation left on there, but nothing ever seems to go perfectly right when you're going to do a little demonstration. But it gives me another opportunity to show you close up how to clean it up. So, try to get the file where you can see it good on video. I've got that other little piece under there. Whenever I was filing, I hit it and bumped my hand, so, which is another reason you don't want to push, like I was saying before. So let's just say we want to take that shard off right there. So let's just start. So that's about the worst one I've ever done. So this could be a good example of how fast this fixes. Matter of fact, it's already fixed. That's it. Done deal. Wow, well, that's faster than I thought. Well, that carbon shaft is cut clean as a whistle. And I've cut this carbon shaft over and over doing demonstrations, but that's all there is to it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And hopefully I'll have another little how-to video coming out pretty soon. And show you some more things that I use. Oh, while I'm here, I'll go ahead and show you this. This is really cool. This is Fred Bear's personal. Let me back this up, make sure it's getting on the video. Alright, it's got my energy drink in the picture there. This was Fred Bear's personal hunting shaft. As you can see, it has had better days. It's several years old. This one's apparently probably never been used, that I can tell. It's one he's camoed to use, but I don't know that he ever used this one. Anyway, that's his personal arrow shaft. I think that's kind of cool. One of my little personal trophies there, and I'll show you another famous person's arrow. Ben Pearson. This is one of Ben Pearson's personal arrows. I know Ben Pearson's wife personally, and his grandsons, and son, and granddaughters, and met or know most of the family. And this is one of his personal arrow shafts. Anyway, a little bit of history there. I kind of keep these in here in my working area. And when I'm doodling around, I've got something here to play with. So, I'd like to have a Howard Hill. So anybody out there that's got a Howard Hill arrow that you want to just give to a loving person, no. No, I want you to keep it if you enjoy it. While I'm doing this, I'll show you a little blunt that I made for my little nephew and how we make these. See, I've got a 9mm casing here. I think this is what this one is. Yeah, this is a 9mm. Alright. He shoots these little cedar shafts on his longbow that I made him. And he has a little, well, that's, actually I don't think I made that one of his. That's right, that's a rudder U-finish longbow, English longbow that he has. Anyway, so this is a little cedar shaft, and as you know, when you buy these little dinky shafts, they come with that little, for kids, they come with that little metal insert, and they're not enough weight forward to shoot accurate, and they do that on purpose. But I take these 9mm or whatever round you have that'll fit the shaft you have, and you glue them on to the end of your arrow like this, and hot glue them, or however you want to do it. And if it's not enough weight, you can always put a point in, hot glue, several options at this point, how you get the weight that you want for whatever you're shooting. But let me tell you, that right there will do the job. It's got a lot of weight up frontwards, and you see I put this duct tape on here. That's actually for a purpose, more than one purpose. This shaft had problems to start with, but whenever I'm gluing that, I can use this duct tape to help hold the position of what I'm putting together while it glues. And I'm actually using a shoe goo on this one, which never really hardens. It's like a rubber. Just trying it out, playing with it. But another reason to use a little duct tape on your wooden shafts for stump shooting or squirrel hunting is that when you do, say, hit a rock or a limb wrong and it breaks your shaft, if you'll have a little bit of tape up here, when it breaks your shaft, you won't lose your tip. You can salvage that still and just redo it and put it back on, re-glue it, slap you another piece of duct tape, and you're ready to go again. So anyway, that's kind of what I do. It works for me, and I think you'll like it too. Alright. Also, just give you guys some of the things I do. This is a 50-pound Kevlar, and I use this for tying on nocks. I make my own servings. I've got 20, 40, 50, and 80-pound Kevlar. And if I'm going to be serving in an area, sometimes I'll take this quick grip, all-purpose adhesive. I'll put that on my string, kind of rub it in, and I'll serve over top of it, cinch it down, and the glue, it's like, I think it has about a 5-minute dry time, so it's still tacky when you're done. But then it helps set it. So like if you're tying in something onto your bowstring and you put this quick grip on there, it really works great. It's waterproof once it dries. Helps hold what you've tied on into place, keeps it from slipping, and it doesn't turn hard like super glue. It's more like a rubber cement, but a little stronger than rubber cement. Then I have the shoe goo that I use for just different things. It's much thicker, and what this is actually a rubber, and when it dries it actually turns to a pliable, somewhat pliable rubber, and super glue. So this is kind of my medicine for all that I do with archery here, and I find these are great products. Oh, one other thing, I'll show you another good product that I've come across. Yeah, I've got it right here. It is by my other Black Swan. This is Elmer's Ultimate Glue. That's a high performance glue. It's completely waterproof, and it's flexible. And I have had great success with this stuff. I've actually built bows out of it. I've laminated wood and put bows together. I put a bamboo-backed Ipe, yeah, it was a bamboo-backed Ipe English longbow that had, these young boys had delaminated, and I went ahead and took that bow and finished delaminating the bow, and they had used, well, I won't say what brand, but a bow epoxy on it when it was made and baked. I rebuilt that bow using Elmer's Ultimate Glue, and that bow is still shooting today. It just doesn't seem to be heat sensitive as much as some of these epoxy resins. And I'm not saying it's better, but I've had great success. I also had a recurve given to me that the limbs had completely delaminated on and actually had broke the carbon in the limb, and I went through with Elmer's Ultimate Glue, relaminated the limb, and used regular old super glue at some additional points where there was no flex or movement in the limb, but where I wanted it to set quickly. Used bow wrap and bow wrapped it down, and I did use some compression grips and on some points of that I thought needed some extra pressure, and that bow's still working today also, and that was a complete delamination of a recurve limb from tip to butt. So you guys, don't be afraid to try to fix something you've got. You might be able to save a treasure. Alright, and I'll have to give you guys my reviews on some of these other products that I'm using and some of the different bows, and which you guys know I'm sold out to Black Swan, man. They're awesome. I've shot all kinds of bows, and they're just the most awesome, easy drawing bow that I've shot to date. I mean, I pull a full 30-inch draw, and I can pull all the way back to like a Rick Welch anchor to the ear, which is like a 33-inch or 34-inch draw if I want to, and there is zero stack. I mean, I can pull that bow behind my head and it just doesn't stack. So that's a lot to be said for an all carbon and ceramic bow. Most people that know about carbon bows, they feel like they'll only bend so far, then they stop. Well, the Black Swans are designed in such a way that that stopping point is way farther than you're going to draw it. So anyway, catch you guys later. I hope y'all liked that video. I hope you learned something, and just contact me if you want to know something else, or if I can help you figure out something that you're doing. Alright, catch y'all later, and we'll see you on the 3D courses or in the deer woods.